It's News 360 from our news hub here at Adesawe Kanda in Accra. Good evening and welcome. My name is Ayisha Yakubu-Halid.
And I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey. Here are the headlines for the next 1 hour.
By Flamingo.
Also tonight, the Ghana Health Service targets 5.3 million children under 5 years for mass measles rubella vaccination in October.
Later, we take you to Jamestown Fishing Harbour in Accra to explore the meanings behind messages inscribed on canoes.
And later, we'll also bring you a story. Portia Gabo tells a story of Matilda, whose dream is to step into a classroom and get educated.
In some foreign news, more than 40 people are presumed to have died after a boat overloaded with passengers sank on a river in northwestern Nigeria.
We have details of all these stories and more. Be part of the show. Let's hear what you make of the many stories we have for you tonight.
Some 83 days to election 2024. Here is your Election Command Center. The Electoral Commission has urged the National Democratic Congress to avoid public demonstrations and street protests over issues with the voters' register. Deputy Commissioner Dr. Bosman Asari, reacting to the NDC's demand for a forensic audit, said the demonstration of the party will not produce the needed outcome. He spoke with my colleague Noble Crosby-Annan.
When you talk about a forensic audit, it sends a signal that you have a massive bloat of the register, which we don't have. So as far as the commission is concerned, we think that there is no need for an audit. And you know, we gave the register to the parties in 2020. We gave it to them in 2023. So we think that the parties themselves should be in a position to be able to assess whether all the details they themselves put together during the registration in 2020, in 2023, 2024, they are intact.
In essence, the parties have the register the commission has. So if they have concerns, they can choose to have a forensic audit of the register they have?
Yes, certainly you should be able to. But you know, since the register we gave to the NDC, we gave to the MPP, the GFP, all the parties, now that document has changed because the exhibition was meant to do corrections. We say without any shadow of doubt that all the problems you have identified, which is influencing you to call for an audit, all the problems we have also identified. But for you to be convinced, we are calling you because you are interested in a credible register. The EC, our penchant, what is motivating us is that we are producing a document that is robust, that is credible, to use in the December 7th general elections.
Two more issues on this subject. So the NDC says they will still go ahead to demonstrate on the 17th. The positions taken by the NDC and the Electoral Commission, very opposite sides on the line. Will the demonstration of the NDC change anything?
No, we think that what will change something is the discussion table. We coming together. Although we concede that political parties is something which is entrenched in our laws, individuals can come together and demonstrate, express concerns as far as they have certain things to express concerns about. So that one is not a problem to us. But we think that if the objective of the NDC is a solution to have a credible register, a robust register entering into the 2024 elections, we believe that they must be willing to come to the discussion.
And not to demonstrate because
we don't think the demonstration is going to produce any outcome in terms of a credible register. What we know will produce a good outcome is come and let's Jojo, let us discuss.
Well, we wait to see if that discussion would actually become fruitful in making sure we have a credible register. Now, the National Democratic Congress flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, has called on all Ghanaians to participate in the party's nationwide demonstration against the Electoral Commission on Tuesday, the 17th of September. He emphasized the need for pressure to be mounted on the EC to ensure transparency and accountability, stating that a forensic audit is necessary to guarantee a credible election for next year. Here's a report by Komla Kluche.
So the call is clear and the supporters appear to have been whipped in line.
I'm ready to go on the 17th of this month for the demonstration that the Electoral Commission to audit the register. We want the register to be audited. They did it, MPP did it, and it was done by Charlotte. So James Adukwa-Mensah should do it. James Adukwa-Mensah should do it. We are going on the street on the 17th of this month. He should do it. And this time, the Jinaso, Yanjai, Yajinaso, Yan Katayani, Yan says I be a Nisiwa, as a Mampanian Abia Monison, Amusha, Umbapaya Mumbai, Amubua, and ye.
Demonstration
Yabakapa
is justified. It's justified. Simple because, Mother, you just imagine what we are passing through in Ghana here. Imagine what we are passing through. In fact, I want everyone that is at least know what is good for Ghana, what is good for us. We should go and do the free and fair demonstration. A massive campaign by the NDC to unleash its onslaught on the Electoral Commission over the alleged illegal transfer of votes. Already, the NDC flag bearer has made a case with the international community over the concerns. At a mini rally at a Manfrom Park in the Gan South municipality on Sunday, as part of its ongoing Greater Accra regional tour, the NDC flag bearer heightened the call for a nationwide revolt.
Our issues with the Electoral Commission are not because we don't like the commissioners or the EC. Our issues with the Electoral Commission are because we want peace during and after the election. And so when we raise issues about the electoral process, it's because we want the EC to sit up and do his job so that all of us can have confidence in the electoral process. And the only way we can get the EC to do his job is to put pressure on the EC to do it. And that is why on the 17th of this month, that is next Tuesday, we're doing a demonstration to the EC office. And that demonstration is not only NDC, it is all Ghanaians who are willing to join the demonstration so that we go and tell EC to sit up and do its work properly so that we have a peaceful election.
The NDC has expressed concerns over the EC's preparedness for the upcoming elections, citing issues with voter registration, the electoral reforms, and transparency. The party has been advocating for a forensic audit of the EC to ensure the credibility of the electoral process, but the EC has been adamant on granting the request of the NDC on the government's claim that it has constructed over 12,000 kilometers of roads, more than any government since independence. The chiefs have contradicted government, asking John Mahama to come and construct the roads. There's a special call from John Mahama on disgruntled members of the MPP.
We all know that this MPP that is in government is not the MPP you and I know. We have seen Kufuor as leader of the MPP before. It was not the same as what is happening today. So we know that it's a small family and friends that have hijacked their party. So they shouldn't say their own votes. They should vote for NDC so that we'll help them to take the party to opposition. Then they'll sack that family and friend people away and take their party back.
John Mahama on Sunday campaigning Botiano English and Manfrom, Wejakbawe, Okaikwe North and Okaikwe Central. Come on.
Meanwhile, African Union High Representative for Silencing the Guns, Dr. Mohamed Ibn Chambers, has called on President Akufo-Addo to ensure no blood is shed in the December 7 general election. As the maiden edition of the diplomatic honors in Accra, Dr. Mohamed Ibn Chambers also urged the Electoral Commission to put measures in place to build the trust of stakeholders in the electoral process.
With less than 3 months until a crucial election in Ghana, the Electoral Commission, EC, is under intense pressure to allow for an independent audit of the voter register. The calls follow what the main opposition, National Democratic Congress, NDC, says are various anomalies it has detected. The Electoral Commission, however, insists it has resolved all the issues the NDC claims to have identified in the register. The NDC is planning a nationwide demonstration on Tuesday, September 17, to drum home its demand, but the Electoral Commission wants the party to further engage on the issues. This has heightened tension as Ghana prepares to go to the polls on December 7, with experts urging the Electoral Commission to ensure that the trust of the Ghanaian in the Commission is not eroded. Post-2020 election violence led to the death of 8 people. With the high stakes in the upcoming December 7 elections, there are fears of a repeat if nothing is done to calm tempers and ensure an even playing field for all stakeholders. For the African Union High Representative for Silencing the Guns, Dr. Mohamed Ibn Chambers, President Akufo-Addo must ensure no blood is shed in the December 7 general election.
With all due respect to Mr. President, the 2024 elections are all about legacy, the President's legacy. And it should not be under the watch of Mr. President with his antecedents in democratic building in this country that Ghana will experience violence and mayhem during its general elections.
Dr. Chambers noted that the issue of trust must not be lost on the Electoral Commission.
It is not too late to work to win the trust and confidence of all parties and stakeholders in the electoral process. Specifically, ensuring the publication of polling station results on the website of the Electoral Commission is one measure that will greatly advance and enhance the credibility and transparency of the process. And this will sound like music to some of our partners here who have made this recommendation time and again.
The EC on Friday, September 13, closed nominations for both presidential and parliamentary aspirants ahead of the December 7 general election. The Commission will, in the coming days, reveal which of those who have filed can contest in the elections. The elections on December 7 will be Ghana's 9th successful election since the country returned to constitutional rule after the 1992 elections. As the NDC plans on staging its nationwide protests against the Electoral Commission on Tuesday, September 17, it is the hope of Ghanaians that an amicable resolution will be found to the tension between the Commission and the NDC.
Right, so we saw that John Dramani Mahama of the NDC is in the Greater Accra region campaigning. Let's find out what's happening in the camp of the New Patriotic Party, because the flag bearer of the party, that's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has continued his tour also of the Greater Accra region with series of campaign events in the Trobu constituency. Dr. Bawumia spoke about his manifesto promises of creating jobs and promoting conducive environment for private sector to thrive.
Serious guidance policies. You have bold solutions. You have in Shishera, any Ujumabema, any Putumema, any Sa, any team, Ella, under a Bawumia presidency. In Shishera, any Bam, any Shishera, any Amutopema, any Putumema, any Ujumabema. Midi in Shishera, for Eba, Yamiado. Ayisha share no, yeah, the electricity bill no, and the bus no, I'm a kind of freaking out. So, say, the electricity bill was so because you did oil and gas, they generate electricity. No, because Ghana, you're taking bold decision, move away from oil and gas to solar power to generate electricity. Solar power bar, 2,000 megawatts of solar power. You remember, in the bar, and in the electricity bill, no, a paper form by 50%.
Now let's bring you this very touching story. Cynthia Kole's dream of becoming a nurse ended when she was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. Like many Ghanaians living with chronic disease, Cynthia struggled to pay for her medical bills and resorted to faith to see her through. Unfortunately, Cynthia passed on with her prayers unanswered. Here's a report by Portia Gabo.
I pray committing my kidneys into your hands, oh God. Father, oh Lord, I want to do a transplant. Father, I'm praying every time that, oh God, you come through for me.
I first met Cynthia Kole at 1 a.m. on 11th April 2024.
Good morning.
At the time, she had to queue early for 2 hours to undergo dialysis at 3 a.m. in order to make it on time to work as a national service person. For years, she's been on dialysis and was hopeful for a kidney transplant to improve her quality of life. But she had no money to undergo the process and no donor to give her an organ.
Father, may you come to my aid. May you bring someone my way, oh God, who will be able to support me.
On Tuesday, July 30, Cynthia Kole passed on. I'm here at her house to commiserate with her family.
Time I felt like talking to somebody. Cynthia is there for me. Yes, she's my younger sister, but though. It's okay.
We are pleading with the government that the dialysis, they shouldn't close it anymore because people are suffering.
On Saturday, September 14, Cynthia was laid to rest. Cynthia is not the only one. There are thousands of Ghanaians in need of medical attention who die just because they cannot afford to pay their medical bills. In the end, some resort to the media and social media to appeal for funds. If you are lucky, you get money. If not, you get home and slowly wait and be hopeful for a miracle. Sadly, many die not because treatment is not available, but because they do not have money.
If you don't have money, it's different thing. And between 2 weeks before my sister died, the Kolebu dialysis have closed down for 2 weeks. She don't have money to go to private hospital. If you go there, they sell their machines and they don't have lines for the dialysis.
As Ghanaians inch closer towards the December 7, 2024 elections, many are watching political parties' manifestos keenly on what they have to offer to provide quality healthcare to Ghanaians.
For all those people, my word to them will be that Mahama cares. We are also thinking of strengthening the National Health Insurance Authority, the National Health Insurance Scheme, by uncapping the National Health Insurance Levy so that more funds are made available to the NHIF so that it can be disbursed promptly. so that realistic tariffs can be paid, so that it can cover a lot of these conditions.
To address challenges of healthcare, there are two things. First is affordability and also accessibility. We are strengthening the health insurance. We'll be making sure that it covers a lot of diseases. To solve non-communicable diseases, we have to be very sure that we also start with prevention.
It was Cynthia's dream to have a donor give her a kidney, but the legal framework is still in the making.
When we win power, His Excellency is very committed to that. And the committee has looked at it. We think that it is very urgent that we pass this legislation.
I'm praying that this present parliament can pass this into law before the expiration of this present parliament. If it's not done, this is one of the things that His Excellency the Vice President, President Dr. Bawumia, has put on paper that you make sure that it is done.
Cynthia's prayer may have been unanswered. Many more Ghanaians are looking forward to a day when quality healthcare will be accessible to all, regardless of one's financial situation. Portia Gabo, TV3 News.
Let's shift our attention to some other stories now. And about 5.3 million children under the age of 5 will be immunized against measles, rubella in an upcoming mass vaccination campaign scheduled from the 2nd to the 6th of October, following an outbreak of the disease in all districts of the country. These children include more than 600,000 who have been since the last mop-up exercise in 2018, and we are told that they are also going to be first and second doses of the vaccine given to these children.
Measles is a highly contagious disease that spreads through fluids from an infected person. Vaccination is the most effective way to prevent the spread. Although the coverage of measles rubella vaccination is quite high in the country, the inability of the government to achieve 100% coverage has resulted in some children under 5 missing out during routine immunizations each year. In addition to these missed cohorts, some children who received their first doses at 9 months have defaulted on receiving their second doses, which provide the maximum protection against the disease. And healthcare workers are not oblivious to the dangers.
Friday, we have a mother around who was just scared because she saw some rashes, so she has a little knowledge about it. She was thinking it could be measles, so she came to us. But this same mother has been given a date to come for child welfare clinic a month before. She didn't come. Even we have the measles that takes place in the first 9 months, then it's repeated at the 1.5 year, that's the 18 months. But can you know what's happening now? Mothers will take the first one, and then when it gets to the 18 months, you will not see them.
Cases of measles are already being reported in all districts across the country, raising concerns. However, mothers who play a critical role in ensuring their babies receive vaccinations are failing in this regard. Mary Yiga, a mother of almost 9-month-old Antonio, says her son would be due for measles vaccination on Tuesday and she would not miss it for anything.
I always check inside the book a week before, so I don't miss any of his appointments.
Next week, Tuesday, in 9 months.
According to the program manager of the expanded program on immunization at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Kwame Amponsa Achiano, they had anticipated the situation and are planning an upcoming campaign to address these gaps.
We predicted that, but there were some bottlenecks, but now we've circumvented them. We have secured vaccines from with support from Gavi. And so our next campaign comes off in October. So some of the outbreaks will come, they burn out, others will come and so on. But the bottom line is that we have several districts that have reported cases. whether confirmed or unconfirmed. And as I said earlier, this is not something we didn't predict. We could see that, and then we were planning for sure. We look at the data and see which age groups are getting the outbreaks, and then we mop up. So what we are going to do, we're going to target about 5.3 million children who are under 5, because it's under 5 that is hardest hit.
It's been 6 years since the last mop-up exercise in the country, and these cohorts of children 5 years and below till 9 months, like little Antonio here, need to be reached out at all costs. Make the children available and let's promote their good health and break the measles outbreak chain. It's better late than never. Sarah Apenkru, TV3 News, Lekma Polyclinic, Accra.
Accra continues to be a dangerous place to live for persons with underlying health conditions due to excessive air pollution. Although calls arrive to halt air pollution, it appears efforts by authorities must be intensified to preserve a cleaner air for all.
8,000 Ghanaians die prematurely every year as a result of air pollution, according to the World Health Organization 2020 report. The situation is the second highest health risk factor for death and disability after malnutrition. Children and adults over 50 years are reported to mostly be at risk when they inhale polluted air. The cause of poor air quality in Ghana has mainly been attributed to consumption of firewood and charcoal, smoke from exhaust pipe of rickety vehicles, bushfires, poor farming practices, open waste burning, and poor environmental management. Deaths from outdoor air pollution have increased over the years.
Note that the aerodynamic diameter of 2.5 are very tiny particles measuring less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter and can remain in the lungs and bloodstream due to their tiny nature.
Despite the challenges the situation poses to living organisms, Ghana is among only 7 African countries with real-time air pollution monitors. But the availability and accessibility of air quality data is limited. The government does not have a nationwide air quality policy or target. However, there are sector-specific policies and guidelines that address air pollution, as well as clean air initiatives in Accra. The crude method of extracting copper wires through open burning in the Agbogloshi enclave and dust emanating from untarred community roads have further worsened the situation, putting more vulnerable people at risk. The rapid urbanization of parts of Ghana, like many other African countries, has even raised serious concerns about air quality in dense settlements. Environmentalists are concerned.
Air pollution has become an issue of global concern due to the increasing high pollution levels being recorded not only in Ghana but across the globe and its attendant health effects.
But the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, which is mandated to regulate activities of the space, is now overwhelmed. But what can be done to safeguard the air consumed in Accra?
Government has a key responsibility to lead efforts to promote air quality. And as WHO, we encourage government and its agencies as part of the journey to invest in clean air, to accelerate actions, to enhance knowledge, generate evidence and measure country progress, to protect people from health risk of air pollution.
A content global analysis of air quality and pollution rates places Ghana in a moderate position, urging drastic intervention to correct. It is therefore prudent to create opportunity to support policymakers and businesses to implement policies and solutions to tackle the root causes of air pollution now. Stanley Nibleu, TV3 News, Accra.
Still watching News 360 on TV3. We're taking a quick breather, but still to come, we'll take you to Jamestown Fishing Harbour in Accra to explore the meanings behind some of the many inscriptions you will find on the canoes or the boats on the sea.
We'll also bring you the story of Matilda, told by Portia Gabal, whose dream is to step inside a classroom and get educated. Please stay with us.
1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Wait, your tomato mix. Wouldn't so one on pass. Still loud, but tomato flavor no. No color changing like traffic light. Come on.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. This thick and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup.
Taste no so dear. On point. Flavor new.
And it doesn't color your meat or chicken. I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Good sleep. That's Madina.
Sentuntum say wunna ma de jume ma wonsa.
Efrema bema Daniel ba.
Ma wonsa.
Sentuntum amwa sumuda ma wonsa. That shall not slap. Having black mosquito que. Common tontom na empum wisie bebre na ema wo mowa na ema wo nhwem na ehwam.
Having insecticide spray hwam na sanso kumu a wotu ene omo hwia nyina. Now having naphthalene balls and having perfumed insect repellent no kumu a wohia na senja hwia wo achiri.
Having black mosquito que empum wisie bebre and say wo hene so ehwam kama kwe no na jumo size no boduma don't shred to me no.
And a heaven spray, heaven naphthalene balls, ni perfumed insect repellent no. Ekumwa omutu, na wa wonam from nothing just shanwechi.
Heaven dear, bakope. Heaven dear, bakope. Heaven dear, bakope. Heaven dear, bakope.
FDA aji edrede krato yatum.
Thank you for staying with us on News 360. Let's do some more stories. Although she was born without hands and only one leg, 9-year-old Matilda Mankwa is determined to brave the odds and lead an independent life. She wants to become a medical doctor, but there's a challenge. She's not in school. Portia Gabo tells the story of Matilda, whose dream is to step inside the classroom and get educated.
There's a rare gem in the village of Petopum, a special girl called Matilda. She may look different, but her mother has raised her to be independent. Matilda's super strength is in her leg, so she hops and hops and hops her way to do house chores. Her mother recounts giving birth to her. I was scared when I first saw her as a baby, but the nurses encouraged me even as I cried. Matilda wants to be a nurse, but there's a big challenge. She's not in school. I was told I rather need to attend a school for pupils with special needs. School authorities told me that she rather needs to attend a school for special children.
We need support to educate her.
A number of children with disability remain at home and unable to access education due to several factors, including fear of discrimination and stigma. Although Matilda occasionally gets donations from philanthropists, she wants an education and an improvement in her quality of life. I want to be a nurse. I'm sad when I see my friends go to school. Although special schools have been suggested by some, she and her mom believe inclusive education is rather the best option. Her spirit remains unbroken and her resolve unshaken. Matilda Amankwe's story is a testament to the human spirit's ability to persevere in the face of adversity. TV3 News will follow up on her story until she steps into the classroom. Portia Gabo, TV3 News.
What's your excuse again? Well, we hope, we wish her the very best as she pursues her dream to ever one day become a nurse. All right, so let's go on to some other stories now. I know many of you are interested in that story. Portia will bring us details in subsequent bulletins. So we go to Jamestown now, where words inscribed on canoes at various landing beaches across the country offer a glimpse into the hearts and minds of Ghana's fishermen. But what are the inspirations behind such branding? Stanley Niblewu visited Jamestown and files this report.
Fishing has been an essential part of human civilization for thousands of years, providing food and sustaining economies across the world. In Ghana, it is estimated that there are 200,000 fishermen in the artisanal sector alone, with over 2 million direct and indirect people deriving livelihoods from the fisheries value chain. At the bustling Jamestown fishing harbour in Accra, hundreds of canoes rest, each with its own unique mark, a name, an inscription, a message. These inscriptions vary greatly. Some are biblical quotes, others are motivational phrases, personal experiences, or even subtle innuendos. For many canoe owners, the words inscribed on their canoes are deeply personal, a reflection of their beliefs, their struggles, and their hopes. Some inscriptions include Adumarakwa, to wit, it's by grace, God is power, Nyumoda, to wit, God is great, Luke 5 verse 5, God is king, Heaven Father, and thank you God. There are also other inscriptions like, not today, let them say, Kwishito, Ejapaye, Esiwano, Green Agrimpama Unia, Mataheko, and Ablochi Yefel. Others are, travel and see, cry your own cry, be assured, Yomobue, Zufiasem, Esabo, among others. Kwesi Nyansumago has inscribed on his canoe, Kasapa. He explains his rationale.
Speaking positively to people brings about harmony. Without good speech, one cannot live well with others.
Another canoe owner who inherited the canoe from his father has the inscription Love.
Our father named the canoe. He then told us to love ourselves before we show love to people outside the family. Because of that, I loved my wife and took death to us.
It's more one. Yeah.
Abina Antobam also has John 3:16 inscribed on his canoe, but he's clueless about the content of the quotation.
Me acho John 3:16. Sentin there, mo be ma che wo kopono ke se bi naza. Ohu no mana no ohu do sa hia mewe.
We inscribed John 3:16 on the canoe so that when our canoe caused destruction to others at sea, it can easily be identified.
The tradition of inscribing canoes is not limited to Jamestown. All along Ghana's coast, fishermen use these words to connect with their faith, their communities, and the challenges of the ocean. Next time you visit a landing beach in Ghana, take a closer look at the canoes and ask the fishermen what those inscriptions mean. You will uncover stories of hope, struggle, and belief etched into the very canoes that sustain their way of life. Stanley Nibley, TV3 News, Jamestown, Accra.
And now some good news. The Northern Regional Correspondent of Media General, Christopher Marco, has been adjudged the 2023 overall Best Journalist for the Northern, Northeast and Savannah region. He also took home the Best Journalist in Education Reporting and Best Reporter in Development Journalism in furthering the SDGs.
The fourth edition of the Northern Regional Ghana Journalists Association GJA Award Scheme was under the theme Ensuring Violence-Free Elections, the Role of the Media. The awards ceremony is in recognition of excellence in journalism in the year under review and stories that had a positive impact on the lives of the people in the regions. Media General's Northern Regional Correspondent Christopher Amwako won the overall Best Journalist of the Year under review. He also won the Best Education Reporter for a third consecutive time and the Best Reporter in Furthering the Sustainable Development Goals SDGs. Northern Regional Chairman of the GJA, Yakubu-Halid, urged journalists in the region to remain objective despite the financial constraints. He appealed to media owners to support journalists deliver on their work.
As we approach the December 7th general elections, let us recommit ourselves to responsible reporting, fact-based journalism, and pursuit of truth. I wish to reiterate my colleagues to move away from what I call protocol journalism.
Finance Minister and MP for Karaga constituency, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, who was the guest speaker of the awards ceremony, applauded the Ghana Journalists Association for ensuring the peace of the country. He urged media owners to ensure their staff are well paid to prevent them from being used by politicians and other influential people contrary to the ethics of the profession.
This is a huge sacrifice, and I want to use this opportunity to call on the proprietors of our media institutions to take steps to reward you appropriately for the great job you are doing, for the service that you are providing to our society, to our country.
In a speech read on his behalf, Speaker of Parliament Kingsford Alban Sumana Bagman urged journalists not to use their platforms to promote misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech, since it has the tendency of causing tensions, especially in the build-up to the 2024 general elections, which he described as crucial. In a related development, Media General has received 2 awards at the 2024 Savannah Regional Tourism Awards, organized by the Ghana Tourism Authority. The awards, Tourism Oriented Media House of the Year 2024 and Outstanding Performance of Excellence for Promoting Local Cuisine for the year 2024, is in recognition of the contribution of Media General platforms to the promotion of tourism in the Savannah region.
Big congrats to Christopher Marco and the rest of the team, and also to Media General for impacting society positively with our platforms. Right, now, Managing Director of Ecobank Ghana, Abena Osei-Poku, has reiterated the bank's dedication to support communities across the country, contributing meaningfully to their development. Speaking at the handing over ceremony of the renovated side ward, the maternity block of the Takoradi Hospital on Saturday, she added that this commitment aligns with Ecobank's overall corporate vision.
Takoradi Hospital's paternity block ward has undergone a remarkable transformation through the efforts of Ecobank Ghana Employee Volunteerism Program. The Employee Volunteerism Program comprises of Ecobank employees in Ghana who are dedicated to address social needs through impactful projects. Currently, the Employee Volunteerism Program is implementing 5 healthcare projects valued at 470,000 cedis aimed at boosting healthcare delivery nationwide. At the handing over ceremony of the renovated side ward of the maternity block of the Takoradi Hospital, Managing Director of Ecobank Ghana, Abena Osei-Poku, reaffirmed the bank's dedication in supporting communities across the country, contributing meaningfully to their development.
Ecobankers, as we call ourselves, who have actually taken this excellent step, we are deeply committed to ensuring that we contribute our quota to the development of our great nation, Ghana. It's also in line with what we do as a Pan-African institution, and I dare say, the largest Pan-African institution on the continent.
Medical Superintendent of Takoradi Hospital, Dr. George Pepra, was grateful for the gesture. He, however, highlighted some pressing challenges hindering effective healthcare delivery and called for more support.
We're hoping that, with this great gesture that Ecobank has done for us, other corporate institutions will also come to our aid to fix our roof for us.
This is News 360. Stay with us for some sports news.
And a pot evaporated milk. Tasty and creamy, right? And a pot milk, a well custard, my fine. Nasa well Tom Brown no rice water muswa, a nice. Honey trip now baso. Made the and a pot mayonnaise. And a medaya salad, and a bag. Fries so and a pot tasty ketchup. And a good side. Coffee jollof no so made the end up. You long green rice. Oh, you are one. Don't forget your favorite and a black chocolate milk. Oh, what got it so? Honey, you are saucy.
I'm in control like a pilot on Anapa Airways.
Mama.
Me, you know.
Anapa, I can't stand it.
Just a moment. And now power, huh?
Yeah!
Oh, yeah, Jack McConnell, it's you cannot get there. Harry, you contumre. What a tomato sauce, I want to be and a pass sardine for box with salad. I will stew and a jollofa. Never to the one that don't know it though. Or to that. And the ball of ya, or made to bunny a doa. You want a pass soy sauce. Check for user, or more tasty. And a pop baked beans for the breakfast. Let's all a salad in the or shay and a patuna. We can puffle. Let's all a salad in the or taste good. And a pan on dairy creamer. 4 box we so can see oats, na cremitino. Yawa and a spaghetti. Talia papa B. Mansunin sijadu re. Nafa and a spaghetti no kum. Wo and a patalia no I ready for watch on you with you. So I no pa no so good.
Inkrati FDA appendo.
And style. GTP. Life styled.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Belisha. Now, FC Samatex came back from behind in the first half to lead Raja Casablanca by 2-1, but in the end had to settle for a 2-2 draw after the Moroccans equalized in the second half as they compete for a place in the next round of the CAF Champions League qualifiers. There's more in this report.
A confident first half could not be repeated by Samatex in the second half after Raja came strongly to get the equalizer. Raja started on a very high note with the opener, but Samatex came back strongly to record 2 quick goals, which sent them into the halftime break. But in the second half, they couldn't prove productive in the final third of the pitch as the Moroccans got the goal that sent them into Morocco with the second leg much more in their hands. These are the words of the head coach of FC Samatex, Nuruddin Amadou.
All game, we did our best, but our best was not enough to get us the points. But that notwithstanding, I think that as a young team, the boys did well. Now we have seen them, and then we have to deploy a tactical game plan that we are going to use. All is not lost in football, anything can happen. So we have to psych our players, including myself, that we can do it.
Kelvin Owusu-Ansah from the Accra Sports Stadium for 3 Sports.
Now, still on the CAF Champions League, here's how some fans who attended the game between Samatex and Raja Casablanca reacted.
They are experienced players, but we are not lucky they give it to us. They become 2-2, But our players are good. Samatex also good. Something, some people pull it. You see, they are good, but they are not good. When we put pressure on them, then they started falling back.
Morocco, as we all know, in fact, is a very strong team. And Samatex, in fact, we had the opportunity to enter only last 2 years. But we all saw that our players, in fact, the way they played, they were very good. It's only our strikers who didn't do well. The strikers, in fact, they are just allowed their defenders to do whatever they like with the ball.
I believe they can win. I'm expecting more from them. So better luck next time for the Samatex team.
Yeah, Raja Casablanca is a big team and underdogs, but it's all good. The approval, yes, so we can start up today.
Now to the Ghana Premier League. Hartlepool's poor start to the new season continues after they suffered a 2-0 defeat at the hands of Pando Heart of Lions earlier on Sunday. It becomes the first time the Phobians have lost their opening 2 Ghana Premier League games since October 2009.
The only player to have played for the Phobians that is on the turf at the moment. Question Paul, and my goodness, here is an opener. Has rewarded the effort of Coach Bashuefa after coming in, and Pando Sports Stadium erupts. What a pass! What a pass! And look at the celebration from their chairman, Dr. Randy Abe, enjoying every moment. Says thank you to God, and the den has roared. And guess who's orchestrator? Kwame Opo, Esteman, Dubu. Could this be Lion second? A lot of time wasting. Oh, lovely back flick. Aldo, go for the. Oh my goodness! Ismail Aldo with a.
The struggles of Hartlepool are real, but let's put that into perspective. Now, Abubakar Ouattara has been a manager for Hartlepool for 19 matches. He's won 7, drawn 3, lost 9, scored 22 goals and conceded 22 goals as well. Very poor record there from Abubakar Ouattara. That's it for the sports segments here on News 360. My name is Billy Shen, and entertainment is up next.
Entertainment news segment is powered by 3 Entertainment.
It's less than 3 months to the general election, and lovers of political campaign songs have yet to hear from the man whose name has become synonymous with campaign songs, Michael Adangba. Well, the Takatika composer has been struggling with a heart disease and had to undergo a life-saving heart surgery. Adangba, who is now recovering, has been opening up to 3 Entertainment about his ordeal.
Singer Adangba is loved by many for captivating audiences with his unique style of African traditional music. Others admired him for his political campaign songs.
This is chapter 2 for a better Ghana.
Since 2008, the native of Paga has not missed an opportunity to release a campaign song for the National Democratic Congress, the NDC. In the 2012 and 2016 elections, he was one of the few musicians who stuck their necks out for former President Mahama. His song, Takatika, re-echoed across the country.
National Democratic Congress, unity, stability, and development. One people under one umbrella. The late President John Sattamil Satitineba John Dramani Mahama Yi, not your man as Shannon San.
But it has been a rough couple of years for the singer following a diagnosis by a cardiologist that he had a heart disease.
They found out that the heart is damaged completely. You can't do anything unless they do the heart transplant. And you know, heart is not like kidney that someone would donate it. You can't breathe at night and you can't sleep. Nothing is going on in your life, you know. You don't even feel living. Already the doctor told you your heart is so weak. So you know that I'm going. And I was praying in my mind that God should save me.
The condition, according to medical experts, increased his risk for heart failure. This necessitated urgent surgery.
They had to put a device here, my chest, into the heart to help the heart to pump. So that's what they did. Ibrahim Mahama sponsored me to South Africa to do the surgery. And if it's not like that, I will come and cry to the public because this kind of amount, I wouldn't be able to raise it. Apart from God, He gave me a second chance to live again.
It's 3 months to elections. Will Adangba drop another campaign song for the NDC?
I'm a full NDC member. I like NDC. The songs NDC had, there are plenty. You can't be doing songs every year. There's nothing changed. We haven't, changed the candidate. And they have songs plenty. So I wasn't feel fine to, and I'm not strong like that to do campaign songs.
Right, time now for international news.
More than 40 people are presumed to have died after a boat overloaded with passengers sank on a river in northwestern Nigeria, authorities said on Sunday. The vessel was ferrying 53 farmers to their farms across the Gumi River in Zamfara State on Saturday when it capsized, a local official said. In a statement on Sunday, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu expressed the government and the people of Nigeria's commiseration for the twin tragedies of the farmers' deaths and the nearby floods. In recent days, rising waters in the Gumi area have forced more than 10,000 people to flee, with Tinubu promising support for the victims. Both accidents are common on Nigeria's poorly regulated, particularly during the rainy season when river and lakes swell. SpaceX's Polaris Dawn crew has returned to Earth after 5 days in orbit, following a historic mission featuring the world's first commercial spacewalk. The Dragon capsule made splashdown off the coast of Florida shortly after 3:37 local time. The U.S. space agency NASA said the commission represented a giant leap forward for the commercial space industry, re-entering Earth's atmosphere. The spacecraft neared temperatures of 1,900 Celsius, 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit, caused intense pressure and friction of pushing through the air at around 7,000 miles per hour. The 4-member civilian team, bankrolled and led by billionaire Jad Isaac Mann, traveled further into space than any humans for more than 50 years.
And that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you so much for watching. I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
And I'm Ayisha Yakubu-Halid. Enjoy Ghana's most beautiful.